Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam and for once this isn't a Battle of the Beast episode. I am in the middle of a recording session with a bunch of Battle of the Beast videos, but I decided, well, the new generation anyway, but I decided I'm going to do something a bit different and, well, not really different, but I did it before, but I'll do it now. That as Specials Generation is over, I decided I'm going to rank my top 5 fights from that series. And I'm doing my top 5 because as there's only 24 fights, there's not really a point in doing a top 10. As, well, then if I do a bottom 10 as well, then it'll just be like that. But I'm not doing the bottom 5, I'm just doing the top 5 and that's it. So these fights are based on how much I enjoyed doing it, how good the matchup was, and a few other parts that makes it my opinion. So before I get into this, I will say, like I said, this is my opinion, so if your opinion is different, please in the comments below why you think that. But also, I will say, in round 1, the first fight was Vedra versus Crymon. And in that fight, the winner was Crymon. But if you've noticed, in round 2, episode number 13, the battle was Vedra versus Falcor. Now, if you're wondering why that happened, it's because I actually forgot who won the Vedra vs Crymon fight. And for some reason I had a thought in my head that made me think, oh, it's probably Vedra. Because I prefer Vedra more. So I was like, okay, so Vedra won. So Vedra's in round 2, I guess. So yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Crymon was meant to be in round 2 against Falcor. But it doesn't matter though, in my opinion, because I don't think no matter who would have made it into round 2, Vedra or Crymon, they both would have lost to a Falcor. So I'm just saying that now, just for anyone notices to go like, hey, that beast isn't supposed to be there. Okay, that is the reason why I didn't want to do Vedra versus Crymon, because I knew I was going to get confused. But Crymon's meant to make it through to round 2, not Vedra. Vedra made it through instead. Either way, they would have gone against Falcor, and either way, they both would have lost. That's it. So that's what I just have to say about that, just so we can get that over and done with. Now, we're going to go on to my top 5 favourite battles of the Specials Generation. And unfortunately, this may be a bit of a disappointing list, as they're not, as it's kind of obvious really. But we're going to do a couple honourable mentions, just 2 honourable mentions by the way. And they are going to be Raksha versus Jakara, as I found that fight kind of interesting, and that fight especially really showed the limited abilities that the ghostly powers actually have. And that kind of set a ground rule for what those rules actually are. And the other honourable mention is Mortax versus Vurak. That fight was a fight where Mortax probably should have lost, but using his intelligence, he was able to figure out a way to beat Vurak, and it works out for the best, and Vurak lost. Then Mortax lost the next fight he was in, but that's besides the point. Anyway, going on to my top 5 now. In 5th place, there's hold on. Yeah, in 5th place is Mortax versus Scalamanx. Now, I'm having this fight in my top 5 because even though it wasn't the most anticipated fight of that round, Raksha vs Jakara was, I had this one as a favourite of mine, or prefer it more than that fight, because it was Scalamanx's debut battle. It's against a beast I love, and I like the ending where Mortax was able to pin Scalamanx down and then just decapitate him then and there. That was a rather nice ending, I'll say, and also gave a reference to a TV show I watch, which was "You'll reap what you sow." And then Mortax swings the scythe and decapitates Scalamanx. And the fire extinguishes, Scalamanx dies. it was a nice battle. Shame Scalamax's debut battle was his last one, but that's just besides the point. It was still a good battle, and I actually enjoyed doing it. Fourth place, we have Cressa versus Falcor. Now, Cressa versus Falcor was the first of the semi-final matchups, and it had the very hard to kill Bug Beast versus one of the greatest snake beasts that ever lived. Unfortunately, the snake beast lost. So Cressa has won that fight, and she won using the strategy of beating Falcor from the inside. And even though that was I think that was a good strategy, because Falcor couldn't really do anything to kill the Stabias that were inside of him. And then just to attack him from that angle as well as inside of him and the outside, it was just a way to be like, okay, there's no way Falcor was going to win that. And I knew Falcor was going to lose that fight as soon as that matchup was revealed, because I'm like, there's no way Falcor was winning that. I tried to remain positive though, where Falcor could win that, but no, there's no chance. Third place, we have Raksha versus Kyrax. And just going to say, I am glad this battle was good, because this battle was very anticipated, just like Mortax versus Grashkor was. The only difference was this fight was brilliant. I absolutely loved that fight. I got to use Raksha and Kyrax their full potential, power the shield token, so it's power the golden armor. And even though Kyrax didn't use the power of the golden armor as much as Raksha used the power of the shield tokens, it was still a great battle. And it was Kyrax at that point was a favourite to win due to how easy work he made of Magro, and also how easy work he made of Ospira. But Raksha was also a favourite to win due to how much easy work he made of Rivera and that intense battle against Jakara. However, Raksha got the victory though, because for the obvious reason, Kyrax is made of metal, and fire melts metal, and Raksha's fireball. So there was no way Kyrax did have a chance in winning it, but due to simple logic, Raksha won. Number 2, my second favourite fight of Special Generation, Mortax versus Raksha. This was the most anticipated fight of the entire series. This was the fight that me and Lucas wanted to be the final fight. And unfortunately, it was the semi-final fight, which we're both disappointed by, but we're really happy it actually happened in this tournament, because we didn't want to wait till the All Generation tournament just to do it. And I think I can speak for Lucas as well when we say we completely enjoyed that fight. It was a great fight. It got to show both of their strengths and Raksha's size advantage, but also showing Mortax's power and intellect as well. I'm not calling Raksha stupid either, because Raksha is also very intelligent. But it was a great fight. There was ups and downs for both the beasts. It was really intense. And it led to what was originally going to be Mortax breaking Raksha's skull just to win the fight. It was actually the other way around. Raksha demolished Mortax's skull and squashed his heart into a pancake. Mortax did lose that fight, but at the end of the day, it was, in my opinion, the right choice. And because Raksha was the one that I was like, he's probably going to make it into the finals. And then, speaking of which, number 1, Cressa versus Raksha. Cressa versus Raksha was the final battle of the Special Generation, and like the last top 10 ranking of the Old Generation battles I did, the number 1 was the final battle. And that's because in this battle, it was when I was the most excited. I got to have a no bars barred battle of a bug beast that can reform and disassemble and reassemble herself versus a beast which was everyone's favourite to win. They're both incredibly smart beasts. Both of them were incredible in that fight and throughout the entire tournament. Cressa was the underdog. No one thought she was going to make it that far, but she did. And it was a completely intense battle. Cressa tried to use the same strategy she used against Falcor to win by taking him down from the inside, but due to Raksha's shield token of Epos's talon, he was able to heal the wounds that was inside of him. And then he used the aftershock of the rubble falling down on top of him of the combat arena to kill the Stabias that were inside of him, and used the fireballs to extinguish all the others. Raksha was our winner, and he won it in a way where I would not have even predicted. It was something that came to the top of my head, and it was a great victory as well. Raksha incinerated all of Cressa whilst also burning and injuring himself in the process, but it was all to win, and he did. That was my favourite battle of the Special Generation, Cressa versus Raksha. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to press that notification bell down in the corner below. That's going to be... I'm going to have a quick pause in my recording session whilst this video is uploading, just so I can think of possible matchups for these next battles for a new generation I'm doing. And I believe I already explained why I'm doing it, so I'm not going to do it again. But until then, peace out.